Good evening, Mr. Jero. We have Mr. Jero today to take us through today's session of HR mentorship webinar. I would like to first of all introduce him. Mr. Jero is the founder and CEO of VerbSec Digital, where he is on a mission to democratize artificial intelligence, making the transformative power of AI accessible to organizations and individuals worldwide. His work is focused on helping small, medium, and large organizations significantly grow productivity and achieve outstanding results, while empowering individuals to embrace the power of what they can accomplish with AI assistance. As an all-rounder AI professional with specialty in AI automation, building AI agents, process reengineering, and organizational system optimization, Jero combines deep technical expertise with over 2 decades of executive leadership across financial services, technology, consulting, and healthcare. He is a transformational leader with a reputation for turning around underperforming organization through strong, competent, and pragmatic leadership. As a catalyst for improvement, Jerome has a unique ability to bring out the best in people and organization, driving sustainable growth and operational excellence wherever he leads. What makes Jero unique is his ability to bridge two worlds. He is equally comfortable architecting AI solutions in the trenches as he is presenting strategic transformation roadmaps to boardrooms. His executive education includes 2 MBAs and programs at Harvard Kennedy School, MIT Sloan School of Management, Frankfurt School of Management and Science, and Columbia Business School, complemented by cutting-edge AI training that keeps him at the forefront of technological innovation. A strong believer in the power of leverage, Jerome brings actionable insights on AI democratization, digital transformation, and process automation as both a public speaker and strategist, ground in real-world results, and a genuine passion for empowering others to harness technology for sustainable growth. Now, this is a robust, introduction, and I believe that he is here to really give us, the best. And I would like us to leverage on this great opportunity. We are very, opportune to have him. And I would like us to, with our digital or with our emoji clap, would like us to welcome Mr. Jerome to today's webinar session. Over to you, Mr. Jerome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Can you confirm that you can hear, you can see me loud and clear? Can you hear and see me loud and clear before we kick off?
Go ahead.
All right, excellent. Thank you all for being here. My name is Jero Omari Oga. Like I had been introduced, I am a tech enthusiast. I'm also an entrepreneur, a solopreneur. I've been in the business of teaching, learning, consulting for over 25 years. My original background is in finance. I've been a banker in all the types of banks, from commercial to investment and microfinance banking. I've gone into consulting, I've gone into healthcare, I've gone into tech. So some of you might have worked with me in the past, I believe. So I've been there, I've done that, and I'm bringing perspective of Even though I have over 25 years or probably over 50 years of experience. And like I tell my friends, I think this is the sole reason I've been doing this is for AI. When I discovered AI is just is the future. So for the next about 90 minutes, I would like you to give me your time, open your minds, and just learn. Let's have a fantastic experience, because this will transform your life if you allow it to really dig deep into you. So the topic basically is from HR manager to HR superhero. And when I was coming up with that topic, what was in my mind is over the years, and I like to just say quickly, I've been CEO maybe 6-7 times, and this is for different organizations. I know the role of the HR manager is a very, very critical role. You know, in fact, I don't know how many of you know the man called Jack Welch. He was said to be the best manager. He was the CEO for GE for over 20 years, best manager of all time, you know. And there's something he said which is very critical, that without a doubt, the head of HR should be the second most important person in an organization, at least equal to the CFO, you know. And why did he say that? This is someone who's got tons of experience. You know, he understands business. He defined what management is today, one of the leadership heroes. Why did he make that kind of statement? Because in many organizations today, we tend to see that what happens is that the HR, yes, is important, but somehow it's looks seen as a soft skill. The most important resource in any organization is the people, which is a human resource. Most important resource. What will make you or what will break you is not the buildings, it's not your branding, it's not your product, it's your people. So that is why it is important that we pour in a lot of energy to see that we have the best people, and not just that they are producing with a full 6, 8, 9, 10 cylinders, you know. And what AI does for you as an HR professional, HR leader, HR expert, is that it gives you what we call leverage. Some of you, I won't say all, some of you will relate to the fact that today's HR duties sometimes can get overwhelming, particularly if you live in a city like Lagos, where first of all, you have to wake up earlier than everybody other person. You have to jump into that car or public transport or whatever the case is. And if you live in the mainland and you are going to the high island, you have to have maybe 2 hours of stress you're going through first. So you get to work and have to see this huge pile of work. It's either you're solving admin problem or staff issues or disciplinary issues, or you're trying to recruit people, you're going to resumes, you're sending out. There are tons of things that take your time. And you then begin to find out that, look, the real strategic work doesn't get done or doesn't get done well enough, because there are these repetitive things you have to do again and again. You have to ensure that the cars are fueled. You have to ensure that this form is filled. You have to ensure that staff are doing their appraisal. Oh, that is always running over time because we're not ready for it. Or you have to ensure that the new hire gets trained, or the new hire gets all those work tools they require. You know, all these things sometimes become absolutely overwhelming. But I tell you, there are people who are able to do these things seamlessly and more. And you've asked yourself, how are they able to do that? What will we be discussing today? Some of the things we'll be looking at is how we can use AI to make the recruitment process really simple. The onboarding process that probably in some cases takes 3 to 4 weeks, you can do it literally in a day or 2. Everything start to finish. Whether you're talking about getting resumes and going through them and selecting them and making a judgment of who to interview, and you now have who were interviewed, sending them an offer letter, approving the offer letter, getting all their tools ready for work, informing the IT, informing all those things that are processes can be done with a click. It's called automation. Performance management, being able to give feedback in a very non-biased way, you know, looking at the strengths, looking at the weaknesses, and not having to worry, oh, how do I tell this person that AI can help you carry some of those weight, take some of those weight off your back, you know. Employee engagement, how are your staff engaging? Who are the likely people that might leave in a while? How do you sense staff that are becoming disconnected or beginning to look out? Because that's one of the big issues that organizations face, which is predictive analytics and flight risk attrition. How to also prevent people from disengaging, you know, to create greater bonding with the organization, and many other things. How do you look at policies, develop your policies, upgrade your policies so it is best standards, international best standards, or your training, you know, how do you do that? How does AI help you do those type of things? And also make critical decisions in terms of what your staff needs, what the trend is saying in terms of every particular unit. You know, you're able to do those things seamlessly. And you begin to ask, this AI thing, is it for real? Quickly, let me just ask before I would go on. How many of you now, maybe by show of hands, you can show, how many of you use any form of AI at all? Can I see quickly, please? Any form. I know the popular one most people use is ChatGPT. Anybody?
Yes.
Nobody? Okay. Could you just tell her, what do you use? What AI tool do you use? Okay, Chinaza says she uses. Who again? Okay, whom I use Precious use. Okay, can you tell me just the name of the tool? Just mention. Is it ChatGPT?
JobSpark, Manus, Venus AI, Flow with AI. These are a couple of AI
Okay.
tools I use.
Okay. You are quite advanced, so not everybody uses those ones. But I will speak to all of that in a short while. So these are a couple of things that we are going to be learning. In the Nigerian state of HR today, at least, sometimes even more, 40% of the time that the HR professional spends doing tasks is more or less wasted. What do I mean? It means that you do not need to do those tasks. AI can do those tasks for you and do it probably better, definitely faster. It can see the blind spots, the things you probably would not see, it will see it. You know, it can give it a level of quality that you can match any of the biggest organizations, not just in Nigeria, I'm telling you, in the world. That's the beauty of AI. And I'm sure you all know AI. What AI is? AI is basically artificial intelligence. For this class, I'm not going too deep into the history of AI because I believe most of us already know a bit about AI, but I'm just trying to niche it into how it can help you as a human resource professional to stand out, to be really like a superhero, Superman in this case. So 68% of businesses are beginning to automate their processes, making it seem pretty easy. I'll tell you a story about an organization that I currently just concluded helping their entire HR, automate the entire HR processes. Things that would take technically like 5 weeks, and I'm going to add put some of those stories when I go along. We're able to do it in like maybe 20 minutes. Excellently done. You know, for those ones, they believe in using Microsoft, the Microsoft platform. So we use Power Automate to do that. But I will show you a couple of those. And after we've gone through the presentation, I'm going to demo maybe 2 or 3, depending on how much time we have, so that you can also see firsthand that this is not just Gerald just saying things. We'll demo it, you'll see it yourself, and you'll see how practical and useful it can be. For you to fully understand the power of AI, you have to understand the word leverage. Leverage, what does that word mean? Leverage technically means that when you put a sizable amount of effort into a task or into a project, the resulting output is 10 times, 20 times more. It's massive compared to the input you've put in. That's what leverage is. It means doing more with less. 2 practical examples. we're in Nigeria, so we know there are a lot of farmers around here. A really hardworking farmer who has been farming for 30, 40 years, and has a hectare of land and needs to either plant seeds or needs to harvest seeds. It will technically take him days, maybe 10 days, maybe 2 weeks to do that. He was going to work very hard on his farm. If he has a tractor, it's going to take him 30 minutes. Done and dusted. Well done and dusted. That is leverage. If you have a truck and it has a flat tire, you can get 10, 20 people to raise it while you try to take out the tire, and it's going to take you forever. But if you use a small tool, they call the jack, it just with a little effort, it lifts that huge weight that will probably take 20 men to lift. That is the power of leverage. And that is what AI does for you. If you are conversant with the Iron Man, when he changes, he then has his extra powers, or Superman or Spider-Man. When they are normal, they're just like any normal human being. But when they put on that suit, they become extraordinary. And that's what AI does for you. It amplifies your expertise. What you know, it helps you do it a lot better. What you don't know, it shows you how to do it. So if you are AI, you can literally do almost anything. Like I tell my friends, I say, look, the only thing I probably cannot do is maybe operate on a human being, and maybe cut you open and take out your heart or stuff like that. But virtually every other skill and every other job function, I can match the very best. I'm not just spouting, I'm telling you, that is how good AI is. And for a lot of you can become 20 times, 10 times more effective, more productive, have more time, buy back your time, to use for strategic things, and not to have to worry about all this plenty tasks. Even for things as similarly mundane as taking a minute in meetings. You go into a meeting, you're always going to meetings, and you're worried about making comments, you're worried about thinking, you're worried about taking notes. AI has developed sufficient technology that takes the minutes for you. Actually, it doesn't miss out anything. Everything. And once you're done with the meeting, 5 minutes after, you're able to send out the minutes, you're able to send out action points, and it can track it for you and tell you, look, in 5 days, this person is supposed to send this envelope. It does all of that. The question is, are you willing to get this superpower? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to leverage this? Because around the world now, whether in Microsoft, whether in Amazon, whether in GE, whether in some of the top institutions, a lot of jobs are being replaced by AI. And the truth about it is that if you fail to learn the skills, it will be of huge disadvantage to you, because it is those who have learned the skills and leveraged the skills that will be the ones that the organizations will begin to look for, because you can do a lot more with less. And with the difficulties a lot of countries are facing now in terms of hiring, people are looking for the more affordable options. So for a lot of reasons, it is advisable. For a lot of reasons, it is necessary that you learn how to use AI. You don't have to be a guru. You just have to learn how to use it and leverage whatever you're doing to really help you. I think that's what I'm trying to illustrate by my presentation here. Around the world, globally, even in Nigeria, for really large organizations, people are beginning to see the huge impact in terms of time it takes to hire people, which usually takes a lot of time. Now it's a whole lot reduced. And I'm going to show you some of the ways people look for talent, because talent hunting is a big thing. It's not particularly easy to get very good talent anywhere in the world, even Nigeria. Savings that is made based on time, what probably would have taken 2 weeks to get done, gets done in 30 minutes. That's time saved, which is valued in naira and kobo, dollar and cents, and pounds, sterling, or whatever you want to call it. In terms of productivity and what people are able to do, AI leverages some of that. And also in terms of the integrity in giving feedback out, it is not human. And so those biases you probably will see are not there. I'll surprise you. There's a country, I think in Africa, who developed the Ministry of Corruption and Anti-Corruption. And the anti-corruption czar in that country is AI. It's just an AI they just built. So if you want any contract, it has to pass through AI. It's able to spot things like fraud, or this is not inconsistent, this numbers are, and the idea is that they know there's no unnecessary emotions. It will go do things by the book, and that is why the country has adopted it as the Minister of Anti-Corruption there. So speaking, just like what I said earlier on, 1 hour of manual labor is equal to 1 unit. 1 hour of AI assistance is 20. So it's, I will see all of that shortly. I just want to run through the presentation, and then we'll go into the practical and do a couple of use cases and see, look, how does this thing, how can it really help me? If I'm EK, Manuel, or IODG, or I'm Eunice, or Mabiso, how does this AI stuff help me? There are a lot of tools. I think one of the speakers mentioned a couple of them. There are a lot of tools that AI has made available today. You cannot learn all of them. Do not try to learn all of them. You look at your system and say, look, where are the major bottlenecks? Where do I have the most challenges, and then learn the tools that help you execute, helps you, saves you time. What are the things that cause you the most frustration? Is it responding to emails? Is it creating plans, work plans? Is it onboarding people? Is it disciplinary actions? Is it doing performance reviews? Is it building policies? Is it updating policies? Whatever is that stuff that keeps you up at night, AI has got a solution. You have to just learn the skill, look at the tool you need to use, learn how to use it, and it's going to make your life a lot easier. Now, this is like a stack of some of the most common, but what I would consider the best tools. And I'll speak through them very quickly. Some of you might know them, some of you might not know. The first one, so window is the second here, is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is what I would technically call a jack of all trades. It does literally almost everything. It's it writes well, it's good for analysis, it's good for brainstorming, and it would test some of this out. It's good for building documentation. It generates images. It does quite a lot of things. So it's a jack of all trades. That's what ChatGPT is. When we come to another AI tool, which is called Claude, which is my personal favorite. I use all of this, but Claude is my personal favorite because when it comes to the power of deep analysis, when it comes to writing so well, some people write with ChatGPT and send to me, and I'm able to tell you use ChatGPT because it's very machine-like in your writing. But Claude is so good, it feels like a human actually wrote it. Claude is very good in terms of analysis, in terms of documentation, in terms of processing. It is also very secure in terms of safety. Claude is very good when it comes to safety. It protects the user's content a lot. The next one is the most revered, respected tool for doing research, and it is called Perplexity AI. Now, Perplexity is phenomenal because the way it works is a bit different from the others. Most other AI tools tend to do something we call hallucination. That is, they could say things that might not be true or might not be 100% true. Perplexity, for everything it spits out, it references or provides a source. So it doesn't make up things. It's built like that so that it is Google on steroids. It does better research, gets you better outcomes, and it also is trustworthy. Security-wise, it is very highly secured. So usually these are the three main ones that I call my base models. I use for doing a couple of things. For most things I do, I use them. Now, when we come to where the magic is, where you feel that extra benefit of using AI when it comes to automation, it's where we use tools like Zapier. We use tools like Make.com. We use tools like N8N. These are tools, or Gumloop. These are tools that you use to automate this. And I give you some practical example. There's an organization that had an issue in terms of onboarding their clients. When they hire you, you have to come over to their head office. They give you the offer letter. You sign. They sign. They keep a copy. You go back. You come on a different day. You bring your documents, and they give you the forms. You fill those forms, and you bring your documents. They view the documents. They take it, make copies, upload it, and there you go. And they tell you, oh, come on this day to resume. The day you resume, they meet with you. They then take you to the supervisor. Sometimes they're so busy. Supervisor takes time to attend to you, and okay, you're working with us. Oh, we've not gotten your work tools. We have to get your laptop. Okay, that day is wasted. Next day comes, they have to look for a laptop. They have to look for a workspace for the person to sit. They have to now say, oh, you have to do orientation. And these are the real things we also see in some organizations today. Not because they want it that way, but somehow they're all caught up in different things, and this is creeping, and the process becomes quite cumbersome. And so what did we do? We mapped the entire process. We look at from start to finish the different pain points in all of this. And we said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We are no longer going to have people coming into any office to sign anything. You send them an offer letter, they sign it online, and gets back to you. As soon as it comes, you confirm. It automatically triggers what we call a welcome email. And it says, oh, welcome, Eunice Agose, or welcome, Ayodeji Richard, or welcome, Abisoye Ayebo, to Webtech Digital. It's great to have you on board. Over the next few days, this is what is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Now, to start your onboarding, please click on the link there. And once you click on that link, it opens up a form right in front of you. You enter your name, your surname, your address, all the details, and then you begin to upload your certificates. You upload it, upload. Everything's uploaded. The moment you click send, multiple things happen at the same time. One, the HR person gets a notification. Oh, Ayodeji has just filled the onboarding form, and all the details have been onboarded. You can click on this link to see all documents have been uploaded. At the same time, it's automatically sending an email to your new supervisor saying, Ayodeji is coming is going to resume on the 21st of November. It will be at the office at 8:30 a.m. You are not supposed to ensure that his workspace is secured, his tools are secured. You are going to give him a base orientation, to him to the team, all the things he has to do. After that, it's also sending at the same time to IT. Ayodeji is coming on board. You have to get his laptop ready, and if he's going to get a phone, if he's going to get a key card, everything, he will resume us. So at the same time, it is also sending to the training team that Ayodeji is coming, and so they need to start his training on this day. Now, outside just the notification, it goes to what we call a planner, and then builds it as tasks and ties it to all these people that say, you have to get it done, you have to get it done, you have to get it done. This is the timeline for that. And everything I'm telling you happens under 5 minutes. Everything I'm telling you now happens under 5 minutes. It's a process that is due, but once you do it, 5 minutes, and then the new hire gets an email that says, oh, we were looking forward to receiving you on so date and all of that. Now, all this would have taken weeks in some cases, or 1-2 weeks to be done. But now it is done. You're resuming that particular day, everything is ready, set, and you're good to go. That's just about automation. Now, Otter AI and Fireflies are meeting AI. So what they do is that, like we are in this meeting now, the way all of you have joined the meeting, they've joined the meeting as well. and they take notes, they take minutes of everything, attendance and all of that. So that at the end of this meeting, it just sends me an update. Oh, we had a meeting and we had 30 people, we had 40 people join this meeting. These were the things that were discussed. These are the action points. These are the people responsible. This is the timeline for it to be done. Everything like that. And we can even automate it after getting there to say, look, for all these people, send them this minutes and also send them the action points of things they need to do before the next meeting or within the set timelines. In addition to that, it will then create a task that will constantly be reminding them of the task they need to do before that time. All this happens in minutes. So imagine how much time and energy and effort you would have put into getting these things done. But AI has made life simple, easy. You know, you don't have to, all these things, you don't have to worry yourself about that. You just spend your energy on the strategic things as an HR person. Save your time, save your energy, save your joy, and you're able to work very efficiently with this. Another tool is called the Google AI Studio. This is a fantastic tool, and it's you have things like Notebook LM, you have Google Stitch, you have Gemini, you know, and they do quite a lot. It's a bit like ChatGPT, but comes with some very unique tools for researching topics, for building training materials, and quite a lot of it. To do a Google AI Studio training, probably going to take maybe like 4 or 5 hours to see the full capabilities that it has and how much you as an individual and your team can benefit from it. Now let's go deep into some of the things that ChatGPT AI tools can use. ChatGPT just being one of them. For you to recruit someone, you need to develop a job description. The hiring manager's got to say, look, I need a finance person, for example, and I need the person to have these skills and this level of experience and all of that. And then based on that, usually say, go develop a job description. Now, that can be a daunting task for some people because it takes you to write this and write that, you know, and probably might take you a day or two. That job can be done in less than 5 minutes and more effectively, you know. I will demonstrate some of that when we're just done with these slides, you know, the type of job description. Also, when you're sourcing for candidates, either the fact that you've advertised and they've sent you a ton of resumes, 200, 300, you know, the typical thing now you have to do is you probably have to go through this with your team and say, oh, this one, that one, you know, you don't have to do all of that. You know, some people have the ATS system, but those are usually large organizations, you know. But if you don't want to use ATS system, just get the resumes. You can load it on ChatGPT, you can load it on Claude, and you can just put the job description there and tell it, sort through this thing and grade them and rank them according to how well they meet our requirements. And in minutes, it will do that and grade them and tell you what is scored for each of those different parameters you put in place and why it was going to rank them according to that. Now, I always tell people, even when you use AI, always use a system called human in the loop. You know, AI shouldn't make the final decision. A human should make the final decision. But in terms of the heavy lifting, let it do the heavy lifting for you. Let it analyze the 200 resumes you have and say, look, number 1 is Eunice, number 2 is Abisu, number 3 is Temitayo, number 4 is Damilola, and this is why. In terms of certifications, this has got it will analyze it without any bias, flawlessly, and explain to you why this is the best fit, why this is the second best, why this is the third best fit. In terms of a final decision, you would have to worry about that, but it will tell you all of this, and it does this in minutes. You want it done in an Excel for you, it will do everything in Excel for you, and you will be able to see firsthand how AI can absolutely make your life so much easier. You know, even in terms of interview, in this part, other parts of the world now, first interviews are no longer done by humans. AI does first interviews. So we've screened you, we've seen that you're good, we've sent you an email to join in for an interview, and you go there and it tells you, welcome, my name is Jay Chooks. I'm going to be your AI recruiter for today. And it's on your screen there, and it asks you, oh, tell me about yourself. And you're talking to it, it's responding and all of that. And it makes an analysis based on, without even any human, this is why I graded this person, records it so that if the HR person wants to go back and look at it, look, why is this person scoring so high or scoring so low, as the case may be, you can always do that check. But it does that first level. And people have seen that it is more fair, non-biased, because let's call it what it is. No matter how you look at things, even as humans, there's always that little bit of bias. People say there's not, but we all know there is. Somehow you like one candidate above another, maybe because of the school they went to, maybe because of the way they look, maybe because of the way they dress, maybe because they were early to, for some reason, there's always that little bias, but AI has no bias. It's based on your competence, it's based on how you respond to his questions, it's based on a couple of things, and it's going to recommend based on that. And after that, it will analyze the interview eventually and say, look, this is what I think about this person, this is what I think about this person. Now you are, like I said, it's always going to be the human in the loop who will look and say, okay, look, at the end of the day, it's okay to take this person, as the case may be. So that is the first one in terms of AI recruitment funnel. Like I said, we will demonstrate at least 2 or 3 of these at the end of the presentation so that we don't keep breaking the presentation. We'll talk about the onboarding stack, which is a huge challenge for a couple of organizations in terms of having new hires come in, having new hires bringing their documentation, having new hires upload those documents, walking through what it needs to do day 1, first week, first month, 6 months, having to have that so well structured that you don't need a human being to follow up on those things. We are humans, we have the tendency to forget. AI cannot forget. It will not forget. Even if you try to, it will, except you do not program it in. Once you do program it in, it will ensure that it is done and follow through to see that. AI doesn't go on maternity leave. AI doesn't go on sick leave. AI doesn't have headache. AI doesn't require extra increase in salary. It is there 24/7 and to deliver. Even when you are sleeping, you can get work done. And you can also put AI in terms of having a dashboard that tracks everything, the onboarding, what is being done at every point in time, performance management, projects you have, everything can be done and structured such that AI handles all those things. And another thing I wanted to say in the former slide, regards to also looking for talent, outside just putting out a JD, nice JD, publishing it and people putting their resumes. Sometimes you want to hunt for top talent. You can put your JD and put it into a tool like ChatGPT agent mode and ask it to scrape the web, go to LinkedIn, go to a couple of those other top job sites and a couple of other places and pick out 50 candidates that matches requirements. It will go in, you will see it live, it will go to work, and we can do a demonstration there. It's going to search, and it's going to bring them all out and put them in an Excel form for you, and you're able to see this person, because it meets all the criteria you want. So this is not about you're going to hire someone or this expert recruiter. Please, we need to. It will do it for you. You see that in 20 minutes, it's gotten you that list of some of the best people. If you can expand it, you want people in Lagos, you want people in Western Nigeria, you want people in Africa, it will go in and do that stuff for you. So you have access to, oh, look, even though these people probably have not applied, but these are people I would like to have on board, and you can then reach out to them. And that's just some of the few things you'll be able to do with AI. Now, let's see in terms of performance management. Some years ago, I think I used to tell some of the people I used to work with when I served as CEO that when I worked in a particular bank, and I will say it, In Diamond Bank, I used to work in Diamond Bank many years ago. The performance management style at some point was this. You're kind of, on a daily basis, you are kind of ranked in terms of how you meet your goals, your target, as the case may be. So you might be 70% of your target, just every day, you know. But it's programmed such that if you hit 45%, you've dropped as low as 45%, it automatically sends you a warning letter. Dear Gerald, looking at your results, we've seen that you're falling to 45%, which means that you're not meeting this. As it is sending you that information, it is sending your supervisor the same information, the person you directly report to. We expect that within the next 1 month or 2 months, you would improve on this stuff. You're at 45%. Once you drop to 40, it sends you a letter of displeasure. And once you want to drop to 50, it sends you a letter of displeasure. 45, warning. At 40%, it sends you a terminal notice. And probably gives you like 2 weeks or so to do that. Now, there's no person who is just seated there and checking your and doing all that. No. Even as far back as that, I've been able to do that. And now you can do the same thing. As far as you're able to agree on what the parameters are, you look at the numbers. Oh, this person has a target to do this number of client work, or has a target to do this number of sales or whatever, and the person is not meeting it. The letter is designed, signed HRT. You don't have to put your name if you don't want to. You can put your name if you want to. Once they fall below, it says you don't have. It's not a case of, oh, I like this person. He's my cousin, my brother, is my friend. We're from the same village. We're from the same drinking spot, and it will send it effectively, and that is some of the things in terms of it consistently is monitoring everybody's performance in the organization. So your one looks at it and, oh, this is what is happening. You don't have to do the crunching. It does that for you, and it does it effectively, and it does it correctly. Also, you might look at, you've done your appraisal and all of that, and people have commented, oh, this is my appraisal, I'm happy with it, how to do better. But you want to really see, look, as an organization, how are people really doing under the covers? As an organization, how is this department, how is this leader doing? How is this team doing? And you can take that report, all of it, and take it with a combination of Perplexity and Claude, and ask it to analyze it and bring out those details beyond what normally you would have looked at and say, look, what have you noticed? It will analyze, it will bring out things, I promise you've never even thought of. It will point out things you need to look out for. That is why it is so good, because these AI tools are programmed with PhD level knowledge, experience. They're bringing in what the best guys, all the McKinseys, the PwCs, the Bain, the BCGs, they are bringing all of that knowledge, all of that expertise, everything into the AI. So you are getting a PwC, KPMG, McKinsey, Bain, all of that with maybe professors with experienced experts to comment on what your organization is doing. It is secured you don't have to, nobody else is going to see that, and is able to tell you. And you come out and you're able to say, wow. And you can even say, look, after I do that, this is very revealing. I need to share this with the CEO. I need to share this with, And he says, okay, look, if you want to do that, you want to build a presentation to talk to, yes, and he builds it for you, But that's just about it. Now you also want to say, look, what is our broad goal for the year? Our broad goal is ABCD. We want to grow in terms of client base. We want to grow in terms of profitability. We want to also see that we're more compliant with regulation and all of that. Now, that's our broad goal. Can you help me break down this goal for every unit, every department staff? And it will do that for you in minutes. Do you know how much time it will take for you as an HR professional to do that? Or if you get a consultant, you know how much it will take them, even though they are consultants, and how much it will cost you. But your consultant here, called AI, can do that stuff in minutes. And I guarantee you, you'll be so impressed. You'll be you'll be so impressed. You'll be blown away. Also, like we said, in terms of reviews, beyond reviewing just your staff, the supervisors, what does the performance review on the team say about the supervisors? And that is where also AI can say, look, you're loading all this, and I said, I want to know how this reflects on the supervisor, and it tells you. And like I said, some of those things we're going to do right here, so you will see firsthand and see it's not just about just making presentations on slides. You also are looking at things like creating a roadmap. We are doing change management. We are introducing something new. We want our people to improve on this. How do you create a development roadmap? You don't need to get any consultant and all of that. Agree on what the goals are, agree on what you want to do, and let AI do the work for you. Break it down into bits, into what the milestones will be on a monthly, on a weekly basis, on a yearly basis. AI will do all of that, and it will show you how to execute, and then you can also, to ensure that we also do this, we're going to automate it. So you don't have to start worrying about, you don't have to remember what you do not need to remember. Let technology take care of that. Focus on strategic things. Focus on spending quality time with your people. But things that are repetitive, things that have to do with reporting, that have to do with bringing, AI does all of that for you seamlessly, beautifully. And the better you get at it, the better output and results you get from it. You will really be a superhero in terms of all of this. The quality of your reports, the quality of your representation, the quality of the work you do, the quality of your plans, the quality of your policies, the quality of your body, the quality of candidates you even recruit, everything goes up 10x because AI does that magic for you. One of employee engagement, one of the things that sometimes beats HR people is when someone, you say, well, this person is good and is a guru. We have this habit of making someone, this person is really good at maybe sending customer emails, and we just load that person, the person becomes ED sending emails, because the staff is so good at that, and wakes up one day and says, I'm leaving, and you're surprised. But AI can help you, maybe not 100%, but to a large extent, determine people's engagements based on polls you send, based on their appraisal, or based on the comments that I've made, even based on some things that somebody goes online and says, oh, it's working, but I'm looking for work. AI picks those things and brings it into the ranking and says, look, this person is high risk. This person is medium, this person is low risk. This one is not, this one is going to, it puts a couple of things, how long you've been in the organization, what your performance has been over time, some of the things that you might have in your LinkedIn profile as searching on all of that, if you've constantly been a poor performer and your appraisal is saying, no, it puts all those things together in terms of a sentimental analysis and says, look at these people, you need to probably engage this person more, you need to probably begin to look for a replacement because this guy is out, this lady is out of the door, and it carries out unbiased survey. There's no bias behind it. It says that the way it is, So you are not the one who is now left in making your final decision to say, oh, let's go with this recommendation, let's go with this recommendation. But it will give you unbiased feedback on any subject you give it, unbiased, and it's going to be able to work with that. And you can also do check-ins, automatically send emails to each person and say, oh, hope you had a great weekend. This is a new week. Let's see how we get along. If there's anything you need, I'm willing to help you. And those things that make you look or builds connection between you and your staff. And it could be automated. You could say in January, send this email to all staff. In February, send this email. In March, send this email. It doesn't have to be the same email, and it can be personalized. You are talking to Gerald. Even if you are sending almost the same email to Stella, to Precious, and all of that, you can automate it so that it is personalized and it sends to each and every one of these persons. Just one click and it does it. You can program it for the whole year, for 2 years. You don't have to worry about it. You are certain that on the first of the month, it will send this. And this creates some level of connection Also, we talk about attrition prediction. You're able to check to a large extent that, look, this person is not as engaged as used to be. You can also do a skill gaps analysis and say, based on this, might load all the appraisals or look at what the requirements for this role is and what your staff is able to do. And you can throw that all into Claude or ChatGPT and to analyze where the skills gaps are and what steps you need to take. These are things that, yes, you currently do, but you know the process that goes into that. In some cases, some of you are so tied down and bugged out with work, you look for a consultant to come do that. This is your consultant. Save that money. This guy will do a better job than any consultant will do for you. I guarantee you. Just take that time, a little time, learn how it is used, put this thing to use, and a lot of these things you'll be selling home happy, you know. Succession planning, who should be the best person for CFO if the CFO decides to leave tomorrow. All that stuff that's required by regulation in most organizations, whether it's banking or healthcare, or, you know, succession planning is really, really key in any organization. AI can help you do a non-biased HR planning, HR plan for your organization. This is first best option. This is second best option. If you don't have somebody in between, you need to look for somebody who has these skills and this experience and all of that. AI can do all those stuff. Also look at your organization based on the performance of each team. Be able to say, okay, this team is currently understaffed. We need to increase by bringing somebody who does X, or this team is underperforming. We have too many people there. You need to probably take one or two out. You need to train this. AI can do those things that seem like what a human would have done, but do those things in an unbiased fashion. It sees the things that somehow they're under the hood that you will not be able to see. Also, some compensation is a big deal for a lot of organizations. Big deal, compensation. You also want to be on top of things, and now you can set up what we call tasks using AI. Say, look, every month do a scrape the web or go through the industry data and tell me what these organizations, what's the range of what they pay this type of stuff. So it will give you that every first of the month. It will give you that, the top 5 organizations, 1, 2, 3, they pay their head of HR 10 billion. And you have said to yourself, according to your own strategy and your organization, that you're going to keep yourself among the top 5 highest paying HR, highest paying organizations for every role. So you are not catching up, you're not discovering. It is keeping you on top of things. You want the latest HR news every week, you can just come to send it to you, and you know what's happening in the industry. You are as up to date as can be. If you want it to be Nigeria, if you want it to be Africa, if you want it to be globally, it will deliver that for you. Also, in terms of learning and development, you know, looking at what needs a staff has, you know, it can analyze based on their appraisal, it can analyze based on their job performance and say, look, there's need for this staff to have this training. And some of the things we did executed recently is that after your appraisals, your 3 months appraisal, is able to look at where the gaps are. It automatically will be able to book a course for you because we build an LMS, internal LMS, and the course will identify where you've got weaknesses. And without telling you have not been booked, you go online, you're not going to go to anybody's class. And it has courses you have to go through. It monitors your progress and all of that. When you're done, sends you give the certificate, notifies the HR that you've completed it, and adds as a badge to some of the things in your HR file, and see that you now have this skill. All of that is the trigger is when your appraisal is done and is sent, and you're falling below a certain threshold, it automatically looks at the gaps and triggers and tells you, look, you have been scheduled for this during this time. You don't need any human, you don't need anybody. It is built in and it's going to work. Automate it. You go in there within the set timeline and do your training. If you do not, it will send you email. You've got 3 days to complete this. You've got 2 days, you've got 1 day to complete this. All of this, like I've said, and that's the beauty of AI. You have a squad of really powerful capabilities and competencies that you would have gotten 5, 3, 4, 5 people to do it. And now you need nobody, just one person who's got the competence to do it. AI will not replace people. AI will replace people who choose not to learn how to use AI. That's just the way it is. So it is evident that this is not just the future, this is the present. Even in terms of meeting regulatory requirements, tracking your deadlines, preparing for audits, or having contracts. AI can review contracts and see gaps that maybe you would not see, and point those things out. You're preparing for audit. As far as you have the requirements of what's expected by the auditors, you put in the AI and tell it, look, I'm having an audit come up on the 20th of December. I want you to prepare us for this audit. These are the requirements that the audit has, and do us an audit preparation plan. It will build it for you. It will tell you steps to take. It will tell you what to look out for, and I guarantee you, it will be almost impossible. Even if the person is has a banji, it's almost impossible that you will be caught flat-footed, because AI does a fantastic job when it comes to auditing and preparation for this stuff. The regulatory things, you won't miss anything out. Nobody's going to sanction you that you didn't do this. It sees all those things ahead of time. It is so efficient that it will blow your mind. We'll be doing some of these demos. I want to just go through the presentation, and then we'll go back and first do the one for recruitment. We'll do one for developing job descriptions. We did one for analyzing a couple of resumes. We'll try and search for talent online. Would also see what to create a policy or one or two things. The only thing that I would have really loved to do is to do the automation live, but because of the tools and the level of security, it might be a bit tough, because it has to be tied to your official emails and your official system, either using Power Automate and all of that. So that is the one that we might not be able to do in this session. I'm also looking at the time. So the question is, what are the key things that AI will do? Well, we're coming to the end of the presentation, but we are now going to go to the actual demonstration of how to do these things. AI can help you as an individual HR professional. It can make you extremely productive. It can make you extremely smart. It can make the quality of your output outstanding as an individual. As a team, for the tasks that your people do, those tasks that take time, that's where to start from. You want to really appreciate AI. What keeps you up at night? What takes you time to do? That's where to start. And AI will fix it. You begin to wonder, what do I do with all this time? And AI will do that. You will not go to any meeting unprepared, because you tell AI, look, I'm going for a meeting with Ebi and Ebi and Azizat and Folaremi. We are all going for a meeting to discuss XYZ. Prepare me for this meeting. It will prepare you. If you have documents, it will prepare you. Even if you want to know what questions to ask at the meeting, to ensure that it will tell you what questions to ask. And when you get to the meeting, it will take note of those things, and you come back with them, build action tasks for you. You will be like you're on steroids. So that is for your team. Now, for the organization, you have to be able to say, look, we have a tech team, we have a finance team, we have HR team, we have operations, we have marketing. What area are these individual departments struggling the most? What skills do the staff in those not have? Because in both of these, AI can solve it. How can we arrange for training so that they know how to use tools that help them execute faster, better, higher quality, and save them significant time? That's what you're able to do. And even in doing that, AI can help you. design. So IT people, we need to have people who understand how to do more programming or more, they need to learn Python, or they need to learn how to do more data analysis so that we can understand what the numbers are actually saying to guide us. In terms of sales, we should understand the customer journey. Where are the pain points? Where are we not doing so well? Where are we doing well? Why are we doing, you know? AI can help you identify those things. So you put your energy, you leverage your energy where it will have greatest impact. That is what AI can do for you as an organization. So irrespective of the departments, admin, operations, marketing, and everyone, you sit down and look at what is the job requirement, what is our definition of done, what do we need to do to be a successful unit, where are the current pain points and difficulties, how can AI help us execute these things, what tools do we need, what knowledge do we need. AI can teach you, AI can execute those things easily. You just have to embrace it. So in all of this, and it's all I've said, even before we go to the presentation, you might begin to ask yourself, okay, I like what he's saying. I think I can do those things, but where do I start from? I barely know anything about AI. It even sounds very complex and complicated. No, it's not. It's easy. Start from the beginning. Where the pain point is. What do you want to learn? What do you want to know? You know, and good enough, we'll be happy to help you and support you in learning that knowledge. You see, every skill and every knowledge now has been democratized. The entry level is now low. No software developer or something is such a superhero or anything. In 10 minutes, while I was preparing for this, I designed an app that helps me, and I will show you now, analyze resumes, all those things. I designed it, you know. Yes, I have a bit of a technical this, but not so much, but I designed it. And you can do that too. You don't need to go to any special school or have any special, you can do that. That's how AI has done. So you don't have to know Python, you don't have to know any of those things. But you can get the results people who know those things can get. You can just get it faster, maybe even get a better output. So this is just a small map, a small plan that I said, look, if you want to, in 90 days, convert from just a general person to a huge superhero, learn the power of leverage, understand the tools you need to use, and use them. See, the excitement you would feel in your blood and your soul, you'll be blown away, because this stuff called AI transforms lives. You know, is the next best thing after slides based on air condition. You know, it transforms lives. It is phenomenal. It does literally everything. I cannot even start to now go into the broad AI thing, but just let's skip it for what it will do for you as a HR person. You become more effective, more efficient, and more productive, most of all. Now, people have come with certain challenges that they think would stop them, you know, from learning AI. One of them is, I'm not technical. I didn't study computer science. I'm not good in math. I don't understand this computer things, you know. These tools require zero coding. You don't need any technical thing. As far as you can read and write in English language. If you don't want to use your English language, you want to use Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, so that's what you're interested, that's what you like to use, it can work for you, you know. As far as you can use WhatsApp, you don't use AI, because it's normal English, conversational English. You have to learn to speak to it. You know, it's called prompt engineering. Big name, but would explain. It's just talk to it, and it will get the job done for you. The second thing is that my company won't pay. You know, it is expensive. You know, it's. Would you rather pay for 2 new staff to come do the work at 10 times the time, or you pay for a tool that probably costs you like $20 a month, you know, but will do the work of 10 people effectively, you know? So the choice is yours. You want to be penny wise, pound foolish? The choice is yours. But I don't think money should be a huge stuff, because people spend this money you would pay for this $20. They spend it buying fish and pepper soup or nkwobi and isiu every Friday. So if you do what will increase the quality of what you do, improve everything about you, it is you it's going to mostly improve. Not even just your organization, you starting out. In terms of data privacy, like I said, my base is Claude, and I use Perplexity and ChatGPT sometimes. This, particularly Claude and Perplexity, do not train with your data. Also, if you are using one of these tools, there's a portion that says, allow us to use your data to train. You just tell them, no, I don't want that. Nothing you do will go out. Nothing you do will go out. So that's it. So you can determine level of privacy. But for things like Claude and Perplexity, it comes no from the word go. While some come yes, you are the one that has to now toggle and make it no. But these two, it's no from the word go. Some say, oh, sometimes this thing hallucinates and makes mistakes. Oh boy, you make mistakes too. And the level of the quality, the mistake it makes are way less. And like when we teach people, for information, I use Perplexity to research anything before I go into doing anything else, because I know everything there is verifiable. I don't use ChatGPT to check. I use Perplexity or I use Claude because I know that it's going to give me what is factual. And you would always use your human judgment. AI is not meant to be a standalone. It's not meant to be the AI amen or the final thing. It's meant to execute and give you the final decision on what to do. But we show you everything. This is it. These are the pros, these are the cons. This is the good, this is the bad, this is the ugly. This is everything about it. I think that the AI will tell you, you should do it this way, or alternatively this way. But ultimately, the decision is left to you. That is how AI should be used. Now, some people say, oh, it will resist change because people think that AI will come and take my job and all of that. People always resist change. Many people thought that when the computer came, no, typewriter is the next best thing. We cannot leave typewriter alone. Typewriters are dead today. I also remember a time when people would say, if you don't know how to drive manual, you don't know how to drive at all. Okay, where are these days? Where's the manual cars now? The manual cars, nobody's manufacturing them again. They're almost there. So if you're still doing things change, the sooner you're able to gravitate to that change, the better for you. If you do not gravitate to that change, then you'll be caught napping. So really there's no excuse except the excuses you make for yourself. And that's what kills a lot of people. Exercises. This is called exercises. I cannot, I will not, no. There's no barrier, literally no barrier, than the desire to learn, the desire to be outstanding, the desire to do more. AI can teach you. And if you want to become an astronaut, AI can teach you. I'm literally telling you that because it has the capacity, it has the knowledge, it has the competence, it's able to do that and help you become yourself 10x. So you ask yourself the question, what is stopping me? Why am I not using AI? Why can I not be the outstandingly best person in my organization within the next 90 days? Why can I not help my organization raise the bar, learn more skills, do things faster, do things better, do things cheaper, or more affordable, as they would say, because that's what AI does for you. It is transparent. And when you use, in terms of ethics, when you use AI, it is advised that you also explain, oh, I use AI to do this, but the final decision was mine. To a large extent, there's no bias. In some cases, you would need to do what we call a customization to say, look, this is how I want AI to respond to me. No, don't be nice. Say the way it is. Be plain, be blunt. You can customize people like that. You can say, look, be professional and friendly. You can say, oh, be very kind, very inspirational. Whatever you want AI to deliver for you, it will deliver for you. That's where the human look comes in. It's also advisable, as much as possible, do not use private information when using AI. For example, you could say, And this is mostly some AI. In some cases, maybe not very private, but I could use maybe my first name. But if things like your organization's financial data, all those kind of things, and putting your organization's name there, no, you have to be very careful with that. You can use the numbers, but you can take out the organization's name. That data, that information should not be able to be traced to your organization. And very important, always put a human in the loop, no matter what it does for you, because after a while, when you begin to use it, you begin to see this is really powerful. This is really amazing. And the tendency to not to read through documents or not to review is high. Don't get carried away. Also review what it has done. Everything might be okay, but in terms of the approach, might be necessary that, okay, look, I know what is done is right, but bringing the human part, the emotional intelligence part, do an email to this person, let the person know the person has done poorly, and so it'll be a nice message. But you also have to look at, okay, look, maybe this is a bit too hard. That's where the human comes in, and we're not able to deal with that decisively. You can teach and train your team on anything using AI. That's what Google AI Studio also works in. This is a gap in terms of maybe it's emotional intelligence. Yes, they're experts to do that, but you can also build a training on that with videos, with audio, with podcasts. You can do all of that with AI. Just sitting in the comfort of your place in 10, 20 minutes, all of that. Best information, kind of knowledge that will help your organization and help your people grow. Because if your people grow, your organization grows, it's more kudos to you because you are the one who heads or who leads the human resource part of the organization. What's the cost of inaction? What if I say all of this? Okay, I've heard this story. Yeah, we heard it before. Okay, I don't really. There's a tendency you'll fall behind. People who are using AI now would tend to hire faster because that's what AI does for you, and retain longer because they're able to tell that to a very large extent this person is going to stay. You've also become absolutely irrelevant because the skill you have was only relevant in 2022. I tell people jokingly that if you finished WAEC and you got 9 A1s, and you didn't go to school anymore, and you're now 25 and you're applying for a job that requires you to have a BSc, and you say, okay, look, what's your qualification? You said in WAEC, I got 9 A1s. Does that qualify you? Yes, it's good that you have 9 A1s, but for this job, you need to have a bachelor's or you need to have a HND or something, You need to have the next, what is required for that role in terms of qualification, in terms of knowledge. Your 9 A1s has expired. It's no longer relevant. So, and that is what AI could do to a lot of people. It would make your skill absolutely irrelevant. And you can become obsolete you become obsolete because now you are now like a extra load, big man, outdated qualifications, outdated skills. Okay, you have all those things, but can you deliver in the new world or the upcoming world? Can you do things as fast? Can you do things in a more affordable manner for the organization? Can you do things of greater quality that matches what the rest of the world will do? The question is up to you. So the best time to say to start anything is 10 years ago. The second best time is now. And also, because this is the last slide before we go into the practical demonstration, also, they say, if you want to cut down a tree in 10 days, you use 9 days to sharpen your axe. So that 10th day, it takes you probably 30 minutes and you're done and dusted. This is the time to get the skills, to improve, to enhance, to turbocharge you as an individual, you as a person who's got the capacity, capabilities, and abilities to do all and more that you are able to do. So that is the end of the presentation. Okay, this is just a work plan in case you decide you want to start. to learn ChatGPT, things you can do to learn AI, things you can do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and how that eventually would grow you into a power user with time. So we welcome you. We want, if you're overwhelmed, you'll be empowered. If you're reactive, you become strategic. If you're burdened admin, you will focus on impact. So let's quickly jump and do a few live presentations so you could now see what we are talking about. I'll share my screen shortly. In the interim, if there's any question, I'll be happy to take the questions while we are bringing up the screen for some practical demonstration. Are there any questions so far?
Training. Should I ask whether there's any training?
Sorry?
Yeah, is there any follow-up training?
Any follow-up?
Excuse me, please, let's stay on course, sir. You can continue the presentation, sir.
Oh, okay.
Then I'll mute people so they can speak only when they are recognized. You will need to unmute yourself, so I've muted everybody so that people cannot randomly. You will need to unmute.
Okay. Yeah. Just a minute. I want to bring up my other screen so that we can do some practical demonstration. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to get a string of, let's bring up ChatGPT here. Okay. Can you see my screen? Just thumbs up if you can.
Yes, we can.
Awesome. So what we plan to demonstrate here is you being an HR person and you have some resumes you have put together. So I've created some mock resumes which I have downloaded. I have 25 of them, and I will show you the JD because I've created a mock JD to say, okay, we have these resumes, and maybe I'll start first by, okay, this platform is called ChatGPT. I'm sure most of us know ChatGPT. You know, to get to ChatGPT, you just go to chatgpt.com. It's going to come out like this, and it's going to look like this. You have the primary place. You're going to enter the commands, or what we call the prompts, right here. It has different modes. The most recent current mode is the ChatGPT 5.1. It has auto instant, and it's got thinking models. I use the thinking model more. This is where you get a new chart for. You click on it, and a new chart comes up. That's another new chart. You can name it what you want. You can call yourself Christy the expert, Agbo the superhuman, whatever you want, you can do that. This is not a ChatGPT training, so I might not be able to take you through all of this, but this is what it looks like. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to analyze resumes that were sent. So would go here, and because it gives you the opportunity to add different things, we're going to add some of those resumes from our. I downloaded them already into my download folder. So I'm going to put all the resumes there. Sorry, it's taking a bit of a while. Okay, it's up. Let's go to download. And then here you have email SCM's resume, Maker will be, but these are all resumes that way. So they are mock resumes. They are not real resumes. So I attach them. Okay, I should do 10 at a time. Except I go and do there's another way you can do all of them at a time. You have to create a project. But let's do 10. Let's do 10 just because of time. So we've got 10. Okay, just a minute. Let me get that JD. Sorry.
You may just wish to be saying something just so we know you're there.
Okay, yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, this is a JD, which is JD job description, pretty much. And so I'm pasting the JD here. So this is let me take out the mock. So the role is a software developer. The company is Webtech Digital. The location remote. You can put Nigeria. Nigeria preferred, full-time. Talks about the organization, blah, blah, blah. What experience required, and all of that. That's everything, the full job requirements. And so you're going to now go and talk to the AI and say, look, act as a top HR recruiting expert with deep knowledge of the Nigerian markets. Attached is all he said. Your task is to analyze all these resumes attached based on the job description below. Score the candidates on the individual requirements on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest. Also state why you scored them that way. Rank all candidates from best to worst and recommend for interview. To keep this organized, please use the table. So what we've said is that we've asked it to look through the resumes based on the job description, score the candidates, and then let's know which ones to go by. So also do a total score per candidates. The beauty of AI is that even if you have typos, it understands what you're trying to say and would correct it. So we'll go ahead and just test and see. So while it's working, it's going to tell you what it's doing as it begins to analyze. So right now you can see it's saying it's reading the documents. Can you see it's telling you what you want to do? You want it to analyze it. You should also include scores. I need to balance concise reasons for each candidate. So as it's working on the resumes, you can see clearly what it's doing, you know, and that's the beauty of it. You know, it doesn't do it in isolation. You can see what it's doing, and then after a while, it's going to come up and give you an outcome, and then you can now look at it and say, okay, this meets my requirement, or no, tweak it a little bit. It doesn't always give you 100% of what you asked for, but because you are the human, you do what you want. You are not able to now look and say, oh, this is what I want. Now, this is just demonstrating one part of it. What AI can do is that right from when you send those resumes to the email box, it can extract them, put them in a folder in your OneDrive or in your Google Drive, and then automatically run this and give you the outcome. It can do that full stretch of stuff. This is just to demonstrate to you what it is able to do. So it is analyzing the skills based on the individual applicants that have done apply for this role, and now scoring them based on all of that. The beauty of it is that while it is doing this, we can still go open another one. It's working. It doesn't interrupt it and just go to ChatGPT again, you know, and say, let's say, okay, maybe we should use a Jamboard. Let's say my name. Okay, no, don't use your name. My company, ABC Corporation, is manufacturing. firm, we are looking for a competent head of finance in Nigeria. He must have the ICANN certification, at least 5 years of experience, and should have worked in a relevant industry. 3 major job sites and come up with the best 20 candidates. So while we are waiting for the other one, we set it on a mission. It is thinking, and we'll soon start telling you, this is what I'm doing. It's pouring a cup of coffee. Okay, let's see where we are with the other one. So it's setting Jobberman, it's checking LinkedIn. So, and you can see it right on the go. It's going through all of this, checking for what you want. That's just one. Okay, I need to see this stuff. Sorry, I needed to see this. Okay. So in the first task, it's still analyzing, seeing what each person, because you know what you've said it should analyze based on each of the skills. It should then grade them and all of that, and that's what it is doing. You can see some using these strengths and capabilities. So everything it does, it's showing you what it's able to do. And for the other one that is also searching, it is looking through tons of information. It's going through and it's building that list for you to be able to see. We can also now go to, while that is working, that you can go to Claude. Which is a different agent as well. And you can tell Claude job descriptions as well as KPI parameters for the following roles: head of operations, we are a commercial bank in Nigeria. Head of operations, head of marketing, head of legal, business development manager, CFO. and we can go to Perplexity. Now, what have I tried to show you? That you can do multiple things at the same time, and yours is just to give it instruction to do the work. So Perplexity, and I'm going to tell Perplexity, we are in the healthcare industry. Please review the latest health care regulation in Nigeria and state ways my organization can implement these. So we've got 5 tax running at the same time. Let's see what each of them is able to do. Oh, no, not that one. So this is it. First of all, it tells you the criteria it is used. It uses experience, overall years of professional software, front C2, front-end web, so the things, server and APIs, databases, in terms of the skills it's supposed to have, AI integration, HR product knowledge, HR collaboration knowledge, ownership and ways of working, mission alignment. So for all of them, it has put this as the criteria and it has listed the candidates. Ime Essien, Neka Obi, Tunde Balogun, Kemi, and it has scored them in a scale of 1 to 10, for all of this. Let's go towards this end. For them all, for the 9 parameters, then the ranking and overall, the first person is MASN, 102, a strong yes. Rank with best. Neka will be 99, strong yes. Tunde Balogun, strong yes. Then Fatima, not for this role. Benga Olushola, not for this role. Recommended interview actions, priority shortlists for interview, Ahmed, Neka, all of that. Second wave of role-specific follow-up. Bamidele Adeoye for back end, not for this role. Yesterday, okay, for front end. Then in the pipeline, you can keep Chinedu Okora and Fatima. Then this is the rationale of how, why. Ime SC and best overall fit, extremely close to the JD. Why the score is so strong? Ime is a full-stack JavaScript developer with around 5 years plus years of experience. AI and HR alignment. Ime has already built AI-assisted candidate messaging. Interview recommendation, strong yes. This is sort of profile that can start shipping value quickly in the Nigerian HR context. Number 2, Nick. So all of this, it has done in probably 10, 15 minutes. We'll be doing this. It has done all of this. And you can now tell it to make this downloadable to you so you have it and you can review it on your own as the HR person. For let's see, this is done already. Let's see. Okay, this is his search, and it usually takes a bit of a while because it's scanning through, looking to Cephalax, it's looking to Facebook, looking to Instagram. So it's going to bring it all out. Let's see the other one where we are on that. Role architecture, analytical framework, strategic context mapping, head of operations, strategic mandates, role description, the head of, so it has the complete stuff. These are the KPIs. What you would get, you work the head of operation on. You want to check them out on. You can see all of these. Head of marketing. You can do all of that. Head of legal. and it will provide you all the details, and you can make all of this downloadable. If you're not pleased with you want to do something different from this, you can do this. You can even say, look, please develop a staff and book for all HR and company duties. And to go off with that. Now, there's something else I want us to do. Let's see if we can quickly run that. Okay, this one. This is Perplexity. Now, you recall I told you about Perplexity, talking about the latest healthcare regulation in Nigeria. It talks about it. It always provides the source. You will see it always provides the source. It doesn't have to hallucinate. Anything it tells you, you can verify. You know, like Peter, you can verify. You can just verify anything it tells you. Anything it tells you, you can verify, and all of that. And then other leading questions. Literally anything you want to learn. And if we would have to go to some other tools, and you've learned this stuff, you have all the information, and you want to build a presentation, it does that in a quarter of a second. You know. Now let me show you something quickly. I said I was going to show, which has to do with I know we're running out of time, but let me show you quickly with regards to building a tool. Here. Okay. Okay, can you see the screen I just brought up? The one that says transform your HR works in AI with AI superpowers. Can somebody give me a thumbs up if you can see it? Hello? Can you see the screen I just brought up? Oh, yes, okay. EKS,
Yes.
Shepherd. All right. So this is a tool, a HR tool that I just built to do three things. AI onboarding assistant is also able to look at PENCOM policies, HMO and leave policies, a performance review generator, and an employee retention predictor. If you do not want to, the beauty of AI is that if you do not want to use the general AI tools, you can build your own to suit what you want. And I built this one in 5 minutes, you know. But what can you do? You can try the demo, and it comes up here, and it has a couple of questions. You can also ask your questions here. So what this is able to do is that it's able to take in. I built a dummy policy of the organization and brought it in here. And you can say, look, for example, you make this available. It's like a chatbot available to your staff. So they don't have to always call HR. How many days of leave? HR. No, they just come and say, how many days do I have? And you click on it, and it runs and answers you immediately. You're entitled to 21 working days of annual leave per calendar year in line with the Nigeria Labour Law Act. Leave will be approved by your supervisor. Or you say, okay, look, what HMO options do I have? You know, you have 3 HMO options. You have Hygia, you have Reliance, and you have Total Health Trust. Your plan covers your spouse, up to 4 children, coverage, and all of that. You know, what's the maternity leave policy? Goes on. Our maternity leave policy says the female is employed with 16 weeks of paid. So everything you want your team
Please,
to
we
have.
can't see your screen, oh.
We
Oh,
can't
that's
see
what I was asking.
What we can see is ethics and work.
Oh, no. That's what I was asking. If you guys could see it, I think somebody's indicated. Okay. Kevin, I'll call you. Let me just finish this in a bit. I was trying to demonstrate this. So this is an application. Okay, let's see if we can go back and come in again, you know. I'll be less than 10 minutes, you know, and to address, like I said, if you don't want to use the conventional one, you want to build yours, you can build yours. AI allows you to build yours, load it, you can feed it with the knowledge you want to have, you know, your policies in your organization, such that you have like a chatbot or what we call an AI agent that is made available to your staff. So you don't have to bombard HR with every question. Anything you want can be found here. For example, if we come here and say, look, you're new to the organization, you want to know what's happening, or you've been there for a while, but you really don't know. So you can come in and say, well, it tells you, oh, hello, I'm your AI assistant. I can help you with questions about company policies, benefits, leave, entitlements, and other HR matters. What would you like to know? And you say, oh, how many annual days of leave do I have? And it tells you. You have 21 working days of annual leave per year in line with the Nigeria Labour Act, and you can carry over up to 5 unused days. I did a dummy policy, so loaded it on it, so that's where it's getting this information from. You know, what's the dress code policy? Our dress code policy requires business professional attire from Mondays through Thursdays, on casual or Fridays. So the staff doesn't have to get to HR and ask a question that in 10 seconds they can get answers to. Or what are HMO options? What HMO options do we have? Okay, you can choose from 3 HMO providers. Under our group health insurance plan, we have Hygia, we have Reliance, we have Total Health Trust, and coverage includes you and your spouse, and you know. And if you can type in this, you can even just type in what options do I have for training, something like that. Okay, or you could ask how often do we get promoted? Okay, now a lot of these has to do with what you feed it, you know. So the dummy stuff I didn't carry all of that, but usually every question it has will be somewhere here. Maternity, for example, like maternity, you know, talk about how long you can take on maternity. Anything you want within your policy. What this does that doesn't allow it go into the web and begin to search all manner of things. It keeps it guardrails it, so it keeps it within your company policy, and you're able to put this available to all your staff, both mobile and online. So nobody has to come and say, oh, HR, please tell me how. No, it's over. It's there straight away. You can do it at every point in time. That's just one. So for a performance review generator, so you can upload a resume here. You can put your name, you know, let's say project manager. Maybe just products, tenure, 2 years, manager name, Bessie Coyote. I'm just making this up. One best staff for January and February. Develop new products for the organization. And all of this, the easy thing would naturally be just upload your appraisal there. to generate result for you. So it's able to do all of this based on what you feed it, but it has got the capabilities. Now, what is the point I'm trying to make? This stuff I built in 5 minutes, or well, let's say 10, 15 minutes, but not 5 minutes, you know, and it's able to deliver. You can plug it into your system, into your company system, and begin to do all of that. That's assuming you don't want to use the common tools. So while we're at it, we can still go back and see what is done with these other tasks we gave it. I think we gave it a task to there's a staff handbook that's created. And you're done. You just come over here, you can just download it. Or you can tell it you want it in a particular format. You want it in, so you want to be able to edit it, so you want it in Word, document fashion to do all of that. So this is an entire staff handbook, and it covers literally everything. Okay, so this is what we sent to go online and look for competent candidates. Can you see my screen? What are you seeing? Hello? Hello? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
What can you see?
Potential candidate for head of
Awesome.
finance.
Okay. So you can now see the different ones. For head of finance. He's got Ayola's CFO currently with IGI over 14 years. Gives you the full details. Benga Papo Honda is currently with Dangote Cement, Adiola Falade, and everything. These are real names. So maybe I will not. These are real. They are real people. They are real names. Solomon Atao. So it does this deep dive, you know, and it went to diverse industry. Although ABC company operates in manufacturing, some candidates from various sectors such as energy, commodities, telecoms, and you know. If you want to narrow it down, you can now tell it what to do. Let me do one final thing, and then I'll take questions. And it has to, you could just easily say, let's see what the time is. Let's say this is, what is this, 1:30? But it's almost 9 o'clock. Okay, it's 1:30 here. So you could say, I would like the latest HR news and policy information sent to me every Monday at, okay, maybe let's use every Sunday. At 2:20 p.m. So that's the time where I am now. That's what I want you to see. 3 p.m. Please schedule this to start immediately. So you can see what it's doing there is that it's setting up this stuff, recurring news, so that at 2:20 p.m., and I do that because it's close to the time I have here. It's going to be able to show you all, and you can do that with what you have every Monday or every Friday or every Saturday. This information in the industry or what you want to know, it will just land in your box. No, it's now scheduled, so you will see it. Hopefully, before we round up, we'll be able to look at it. You'll see the email will have come with the latest details. You know, that's the beauty of AI. You know, that is done. Except I stop it, it's going to run every week until I say no. Okay, so I'd like to take some questions now. There are tons of examples, use cases we can do. The one I would have really loved to do an automation, because that looks really beautiful. You do want that and multiple things that happen at the same time in the background, and it saves you days of work. You know, so I'm happy to take questions if you've got questions and you would like me to answer. I don't know, Ty, first, but I wanted to do a brief demonstration of Notebook LM and how you can use it as a learning tool, also to create details for training for your staff. But let's see, I might just run through it. But if there are any questions, I'll be happy to take on questions now.
Please, let's raise our hands if you have questions so that we can be unmuted. Okay, Mr. Kelvin, please, you have the floor.
Doctor, thank you, sir. Okay, so Professor Jerry, well done. I wanted to just quickly ask, for the analysis of those CVs, can the JDIC also be attached as again just writing it on the
oh yes,
chat box?
yes, it can be. It can be. You don't have to write it. You can just take it and you can just take it and upload it there and just refer to it as a JD. Based on the JD attached, to do it.
Okay.
No other hands are up, sir.
Okay, no other hands up? Okay.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, I thought I would have a lot of questions. Okay, let's do one final presentation. We're going to use a tool called Notebook LM. I'm going to share my screen in a minute. Stop this share. Let me share again. Notebook LM is a tool by Google. Can you see it? Okay, it's up now. Notebook, and the LM is language model. Okay, usually you would upload a topic, but let me see if I can. Okay, let's discover sources. Benefits of using artificial intelligence in HR operations. So first of all, we've told that's our topic. So look for sources that we can work with. And so it's going to go and search for the best sources. We will now look through the sources and determine which of them is relevant. So it has picked up. So we'll say import. It will import the various sources. think we like what it's doing, and so it has put all the resources. There's one that I didn't get, so we just take that one out. Remove source, delete, and then we have all of those. We can now go and say, how can AI help to make HR professionals way more productive? While it's doing that, because we like that, we also want to just generate something we can listen to. So it's generating a podcast currently, something I'm going to play. And once it's done, they'll play while it's doing that. So we can see it has completed the first part of it, which is on the topic, how can AI help to make HR professionals more productive? Automation and reduction of administrative burden, which is one, is discussed. Routine workload replacements, content generation, employee support, and all of these are references to tools or more information, workflow efficiency, enhance efficiency in talent, excuse me, in talent position, candidate screening, interview process automation, insightful assessment, strategic decision making, predictive analytics, data synthesis, bias detection. So it just goes on and gives you all the details. You can save it. Let's see if so generating the audio. So while we're doing that, we want to also do some brainstorming. We can come and say, look, let's also deliver a mind map. If you want to think through this deeply, or you want to create a report based on some research you're doing around HR, you click on this, or you want to learn stuff, flashcards. You want to do a video on the topic, but I don't want to load it too much. Let's finish one first. This is the document we're looking at. So if you want it, you just download it and we can use it for what we want. Once we have I want the audio to play once that is done, and then we can wrap it up. So what this does is that it looks at the topic, develops a podcast, which you can listen in your car, you can listen at your work, and you can learn a lot more of how AI can improve your productivity and the stuff that you do. And you can use it for anything, something you want to learn, something you want to teach your colleagues, all of that. You can use this to do anything. That's what you just have. All you need to just have a topic, So this is the mind map it has developed. Benefits of HR, benefits and value of HR, AI and HR, AI applications and use. So depending on where you want to go, use cases, you click and it goes up again. Total rewards and compensation, talent acquisition and recruiting, performance and development, workforce analytics. This is what you want to do. You further click on it, it breaks it down again. Sentiment analysis, predictive performance analytics, workforce and compensation planning. It will continue to break it down, or you want to do performance and development, it breaks down, personalized. So in terms of mind mapping, you can keep brainstorming and, this is very good for strategy when you want to do more with what you have. Let's see if the podcast is ready. That would be the last, okay, it's taking a bit of time. It's almost done. That would be the last presentation we would have before we call it a day. But there's so much you can do with this tool. And it can really, 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 you want to even do flashcards if you want to learn. Maybe you're preparing for your CPHR, or I don't know what some of those other exams you prepare for. You can put it up here, and it will help. You can create a podcast. It talks about the exam and some of the topics you want to go through. You also want to prepare. You click on flashcards or quizzes, and that could prepare you for the exams and all of that. So there's so much you can do, and that will save you a ton of money and a lot of time. Okay, I think this is almost done. And so we'll look at that once it's also done. And if you even want, you can even create some of the things that now you give, you're having your end of year get together. The entire planning can be done with AI, for example. You are designing cards for this. AI can do all that design. You don't have to go and go to one graphic artist. You can do everything you want, in minutes, and then you see the beauty of what you have done, and you're particularly pleased with what you've done. Okay, this stuff seems to be taking longer than usual.
It's
Okay,
ready.
it's ready. All right, let's see. Can you hear it? Hello, can you hear it? Can you hear it?
We can hear you, Chief.
Can you hear the stuff playing?
No.
No, we can't
Oh,
hear
okay,
it.
okay.
You may need to
Okay, okay.
share
Yeah,
enable.
just sound, enable sound. Yeah. Let me I forgot to do that. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Okay.
Welcome to the deep dive.
Can
We're
you hear it
giving
now?
you the shortcut to getting really well
Yes.
informed on what might be the fastest moving corporate topic of the decade.
That's right.
The radical integration of artificial intelligence into, well, human resource management. Today, we are really going to dissect the sources, focusing on how AI is reshaping everything.
Everything from how you get paid, how you get hired.
How you develop your skills. It's a huge topic.
It is. And our mission here is, I think, pretty critical. We're here to help you understand the sheer scale of this change. AI isn't just, automating HR tasks anymore.
No.
It's being used to fundamentally analyze and personalize the entire employee experience.
But, and this is the big but, right?
This is the crucial part. We have to confront the paradox. All this efficiency, it comes loaded with risks. We're talking ethical concerns, algorithmic bias, a lot of job anxiety.
And of course, the absolute non-negotiable need to measure its return on investment. And you can feel that pressure. I mean, it's intense right now. AI is a defining corporate force. Everyone from the consumer to the investor is, well, demanding it. So HR leaders are under massive pressure to deploy AI, not just for, say, compliance, but for real strategy to solve these huge pain points like runaway labor costs or persistent skills shortages.
It really does reset the expectations for the whole function.
Okay, so let's unpack this. I think we should start with the easy wins, the immediate efficiency dividend that AI delivers.
Good place to start.
When we talk about total rewards, we're not just talking about a paycheck, are we? It's that whole complex package.
Exactly. Compensation, benefits, recognition, all of it.
Yeah.
And that complexity is, frankly, why.
Okay, I can always send it to all of you to have and play in your cars or in your phones and everything. And we don't have enough time. We can also create a video from it as well, and that's some of the beauty of AI. There's so much. I can't even begin to tell you all the things you can do with AI. They are just numerous, and they're absolutely amazing. We've not talked about even preparing for your meetings or your reviews, doing presentations, keep a fun presentation, doing those things that probably take some of you days. Do it in 5-10 minutes, beautifully done, well executed, beginning to end. So that is our piece for today. I hope I've been able to spark some curiosity, some excitement in you with regards to how and why you should use AI to further improve yourself and improve the quality of what you do at your organization. Thank you for the opportunity. You can always reach me. via email or via phone, and I will also add I have some other numbers which I'll add, so that you can reach out to us, the organization, at any point in time. If you need further discussions or further trainings, or you want to probably have us come do some actual automation of your processes to see how you can make life a whole lot easier for you. So thank you so much, and I don't know if there are any further questions. If there are not, this should be the end of our presentation. I hope I've been able to provide some huge value to you today, and thank you once again.
Thank you so much. This has been excellent. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just unmute if we can and say thank you once again to our facilitator. He has done great. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you. This was really
Thank
insightful.
you, thank you,
How do we reach you, please?
Thank you